Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be me talking to you guys about the latest PICARD things supplied by Amazon. Amazon has obviously got distribution rights to PICARD, and CBS is selling in America. Oh well, whatever. I still get to watch PICARD. I really enjoyed it. As a whole, I enjoyed the premise. I enjoyed the story. I didn't enjoy the intro. Yeah. For me, Star Trek intros are space, the final frontier. The beginning of the intro was alright because I actually thought that was good. Actually, a Star Wars. Oof, don't get me started on Star Wars. A Star Trek intro that's actually going to have a spaceship flying through it and space, the final frontier. No. Completely let down. It was like a Wall-E sort of, the best way I can describe it is like a Wall-E sort of intro. You know, if you've ever seen the film Wall-E, you know, my kids have, and I've watched it now more times than I care to count. So it's like that. Loved and hated it. More hate than loved. It reminded me of Star Trek Discovery, and I wasn't necessarily pleased. The orchestral of it all was great. Very sort of uplifting. Made you feel happy, which is what Roddenberry is all about when it comes to Star Trek, you know. Good always finds a way. And you might not like how you get there, but it's always for the better good. Well, yeah. I like, if you notice the credits rolling into the film, it shows up Gene Roddenberry, done. And then the outros in the end, Secret Heart, done. It's very quick on Secret Heart. That's very quick on Gene Roddenberry. Anyway, I thought that was funny, but then, you know, it's all relative. Anyway, I got my notes here. Let's discuss, because I've watched this now like three, four times, and there's some cool jokes and some heart-touched moments, and within the first few minutes of this, PICARD says he doesn't want the game to end. Now, I think that is very poignant, and that's regarding the entirety of Star Trek series. You're quite right, Jean-Luc. You're quite right, Patrick Stewart. Stewart. That one. We don't want the game to end. We don't want Star Trek to end. Let's hope this actually spurs more on. As I said before, the first episode, I really enjoyed it. As a whole, I enjoyed it. The intro? Not so much. Even Deep Space Nine's intro was better than that. And don't get me started on Discovery's intro. Ooh, that was all over the place. Anyway, so, I wrote you, neither do we, dude. We don't want it to end either. So yeah, I even wrote on my note chat, we don't want it to end either, you know, because we all love, not the franchise, not the brand. We love the stories that are given to us and laid out for us, because we can all identify with the story. And if this first episode carries on the way it started, this actually might be pretty good. I know Midnight's Edge, and if you don't know who Midnight's Edge is, go watch his stuff. He's got some very, very well and thoroughly researched videos on this whole thing, and it boggles the mind, because he put a video out recently saying CBS and Amazon are braced for this whole thing to just blow up in their faces. I liked it. Sorry, dude, I liked it. If you do get to watch this, I liked it. There was nothing wrong with it. Intro sucked, but meh. It's a good story. I'm not throwing shade your way, bro, but seriously, I did like it. But then, you know, there might be other things. Episode 2 might tank, and then I'm going to be slamming it. So we'll take this by episode case. And as I said before, I'm using this as a vehicle to get me producing solo content for is the channel again. So anyway, enough about me. Let's carry on with the thing. So it says, I wrote here, his dog, number 1, his best friend. Now that is, I thought that was quite fitting, because his best friend has always been number 1. He's always tried to be, the captain we all remember. However, the captain has certain responsibilities, and having a friend as your number 1 is a very, very difficult thing to do. So, naming his dog number 1, I think that was a nice touch. I think that was a very nice touch. You can see that Patrick has aged. And I say the name Patrick, I just want to call him Jean-Luc, because as a kid, I grew up with Star Trek, The Next Generation. I grew up watching it. And he's always been Picard, Jean-Luc Picard. I know his name's Patrick Stewart and all that stuff, but he's always been Jean-Luc Picard. And I just identify him as that. But good God, time's served you well, sir. Time served you well. You've aged very well. I can see you've aged, but my God, if I look half as good at your age, whew, I think I'll be made. I think I will be made. Data, quirky cyborg, is there as well. And you put on some weight, sunshine. Not causing nonsense there, whatever have you. I mean, I'm a fat boy. But my God, I thought you'd have been a bit, in my mind's eye, you're sort of skinnier. But, you know, hey, this is the future. You know, this is several years on. And Picard doesn't want the game to end. So here we go. Be the captain. Remember, there was an interview done by Picard and a very nosy reporter. And basically that interview lays out what has happened and why Jean-Luc has left Starfleet. So essentially, Romulans' homeworld or whatever got hit by a supernova. They were mass evacuating, and the synthetics essentially set Mars on fire. It's apparently still burning to this day. So, well done. Now all synthetics have been banned and opened or Q stage right, whatever have you, Data's daughter, because Data died saving Jean-Luc's life, and Jean-Luc subsequently left the Starfleet. And Data had a daughter. This is 30 years on, mind you. So there we go. You first introduced to her while she's snuggling up to her boyfriend. Now that's some pretty freaky artwork. His hair and the way his eyes closed, amazing. I didn't expect it. And then you see the 3 biker boys from Mars teleport into the room and cause trouble and cause, kill people and stuff. Well, actually, the boyfriend's like, oh, you actually feel for the guy. Like, he's making her, I don't know, orange frappa macchiato, whatever how he's making for her, vanilla, whatever. And then he turns around going, knife straight in the heart, dead. I'm like, dude, the guy was only making her a drink and you've nailed him already. Good Lord, he died within 30 seconds of being on screen. I was a bit upset. Like, God, the poor guy, Anyway, it turns out these 3 biker boys from Mars, and I'm saying biker boys from Mars, right? Because this is like the far-flung future, okay? And these guys have rocked up looking like bikers that have just left a biker bar. Black Orion helmets, black leather, and I'm like, hang on a minute. This is the future, man. Come on. Do something futuristic, not stick a guy in a bike helmet. You could... The thing is, it clearly looks like a bike helmet. It's a bike helmet. It's the future, for God's sakes. Why are you in a bike helmet? Anyway, long story short, this isn't the first bugbear of mine. The slight annoyance when it comes to old school versus the new school. So anyway... That was Data's daughter that they tried to assassinate, and then she has an image of Picard in her head, and she goes find him on a Chateau de la Picard. And Picard has his own chateau. Cool. Lovely. Amazing. Robots hovering above the vineyards, watering the vineyards, doing the bits and pieces, service droids and whatever have you. And then you come to the interview I was telling you about that, tells you about the story in the past and brings you up to speed and what's actually going on. A very, very clever way of doing it, mind you. A very, very clever way of doing it. I thought that was well put together. It brings the whole thing up to speed and gives everyone on the same sort of page. But they use old school lights? What? Again, another thing. This is the future. Shouldn't you have like a hovering drone or a drogue or something? But you're using an okay, to me it looked like an incandescent light bulb. That's from the 18 freaking God knows when. Benjamin Franklin made that thing, and you're using it now 2,000 years later. What the WTF, bro? Anyway, yeah. I wasn't impressed with that. It's like sucked you out of that sort of reality, because there you see next to the host of the interview And she's busy swiping, and people on there, they're like, Air, iPad things, all futuristic stuff. But then in the background, you see these, no, come on, son. No, no, just no. Another thing I found funny, actually, was, during the cutscenes before you actually get introduced to Data's daughter, which is one of two, i.e. twins, you see a scanning shot of Boston, and I must say, I thought to myself, oh, Boston looks very good. Last time I was there, it looked like a bag of bolts that had been strewn across the freaking dumpster fire. But then, last time I was in Boston was 6 years ago, so I thought, thinking, Boston looks very good. The future's treat Boston well. I like Boston. It's a good city. Detroit, yeesh. Detroit, yeesh. No wonder why Robocop was made. Good lord. Yeah, are we in the 90s? Oh, yeah, Biker Boys ambush. Come on, are we in the Come on, are we in the 1990s with the Biker Boys? I mean, come on. It's just stereotypical biker stuff there, seriously. First 10 minutes, I was still fully invested. First 20 minutes, still fully invested. It's about 44 minutes long. I did enjoy it. I really, really enjoyed it. The slower parts, really, when Picard sat with Dave's daughter, again, one of twins, I didn't think that needed to happen. I didn't think, because it didn't feel organic. Initially, when they sat down at the chateau, where she went, obviously after she's killed all these assassins, she's now found him in France. She's in Boston, mind you, and she's found him in France. Future's great for travel. Even better for Boston. So find her, okay, she disappears and whatever have you after they have a chat with Earl Grey, because Earl Grey never fails. I quite agree with you there, Patrick. Quite agree with you there. Earl Grey never fails when you're in a bad mood and brightens your day. And it's interesting because that one felt a little bit better, as if the two actors couldn't relate with each other. They couldn't synergize. I think that's a good word. That you could see that Picard was great. You could, Picard, Patrick. You could see that he was full on there, giving it everything he's got. But I think it's the experience of the actress that just didn't mesh. And then when they were in San Francisco, another thing funny about San Francisco, don't tell Thunderfoot. The funny thing about San Francisco is that they're outside and sitting on a massive concrete sitting area, granite area, whatever have you. It didn't feel organic. You knew it needed to happen, where they need to sit down and hash things out, and Picard tells her and she tells him, and they get together and they make plans, and they've got to go to Okinawa now to get the bits and pieces sorted, because that's where essentially the copies of data are on, whatever have you. But it didn't feel organic. There were Patrick was really giving it. You could see he was fully invested. He was fully invested in the role. But the actress, I felt, wasn't synergizing. I've said it like 5 times now. Anyway, suddenly she detects these people and drags a poor 70-year-old man, 70, up a freaking flight of stairs. You can see in real life, the poor guy must have been breathing through his arsehole. It's fucking heavy work for that man. Anyway, she dies. They get to the rooftop, massive ninja fight scene with the biker boys, new biker boys. Anyway, she gets burnt badly, and the gun explodes, kills her. His Romulan caretakers, I'm saying caretakers, they could be estate runners or whatever have you, find him on a roof, and they nurse him back to health, back in France. Mind you, they just went from San Francisco, now they're back in France. He's still knocked out. Anyway, he says quite a poignant scene, and I think this relates to Star Trek quite well, as it ties in with the beginning when he says, I have not been living, I have just been waiting to die. I think that's quite poignant for Star Trek, because Star Trek hasn't been living. There's been no new life to it. It's just been waiting to die. So hopefully this Picard thing really does kick off, and I might be reading too much into that, but we'll see in the future. Anyway, back to San Francisco. I think it's the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, don't get me wrong. It might not be. But it's a Golden Gate Bridge and it's solo roadways. Don't tell Thunderfoot. Oh, God, I might tweet him tonight. Yeah, Thunderfoot, you've seen solo roadways in the PICARD. I'm going to tweet him. Watch that. Oh, there'll be a solo roadways busted, PICARD busted video. Oh, it'll be funny as hell, that. With proper troll there. Oh, he's a good troll, is old Thunderfoot. Good troll. Anyway, I wrote you, solo roadways on Golden Gate Bridge. Don't tell Thunderfoot. Oh, I giggled. I did giggle. I did giggle. The fight scenes with the actress and the biker boys from Mars. I'll tell you what, them were some good fight scenes. She can kick some ass. Oh, I wouldn't want to come against that character. She gives Ren a run for her money. The fight scenes were better in this TV episode than what they have been throughout. What is it now? 9, 10, 11? With Ren? Much better fight scenes. Good lord. And the choreographics on Star Wars, what, far outweighs the budget on Star Trek on this episode. But the fight scenes were great. I really did enjoy the fight scenes. And on that note, I don't have anything else that I wrote down that I noticed and spotted after watching it 3 times. I still feel bad for the guy. He was just making a drink for his girl, and he gets a knife through the heart. Oof. Yeah, it's some harsh stuff. But anyway, all in all, I really, really enjoyed the episode. I do hope that next week's episode is just as intriguing, just as interesting. And the rollout, as in the rollout and you panning out from where you see the second twin, and you're like, hang on, that's Romulan. But didn't they just fly through a Borg? No, I'll wait before I say Borg. And then you see them talking, as in the twin talking to a Romulan, and then they pan out, and you see a Borg cube. It's like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, I'm there, dude. I think I wrote you, Borg cube. What the fuck? So yeah, I'll be fully in for next week's episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching this rambling session. I will be more organized next week with various pointers and point-ins, and I won't be looking there. I'll be looking there because I'm still getting used to this new format that we've done for the Bammsters channel. Guys, thank you very much, and have a good one. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.